Hey there and welcome. I'm glad you found your way here. I'm Dion, and in this pick a card reading, we're gonna take a look at your destiny. Today's video once again has lots of options to choose from, which will allow for even more personalized readings. I went into today's reading with an open mind, not even knowing how many groups I was going to film, and I just kept receiving these really insightful spreads, and we ended up with 15. Each of these groups is going to contain a different message that may pertain to your life at some point. After having filmed all of the readings, I can say that one group alone may not provide you with a total overview of your entire life, but rather a specific snapshot of your circumstances that will show up at one point in your life. We draw 6 cards in each group, so that is not nearly enough to talk about everything that happens in your life, obviously. So I would recommend choosing around 2 to 3 options to get a more comprehensive overview of your life's destiny. But as always, trust your gut when it comes to which and how many pals will have a message for you, alright? You can get a personal reading with me. I've got a lot of different listings up on my shop, so if you're interested in that, you'll find the link to that as well as all the timestamps for this reading in the description. Now, please calm your mind and see what card piles you find yourself drawn to, because those might have a message for you. Take note if you have to. And when you've made your selection, head over to the description to navigate to your group. I'm going to give you some more time now to focus on the cards. When the screen starts turning to black, that's how you know the first reading is about to start. So if you still need more time by then, please rewind. Alright, see you at your reading. Hello there, group number 1. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's find out what cards we've got for your group. Oh wow, we have the Ace of Wands. Home. The Hanged Man. Feel. The Sun. And support. So this is quite a beautiful message. It's about your home, belonging, the place or feeling that you consider home, your home, and the process of you creating such a place. Because I see in this lifetime, you are meant to be creative with the way that you live and create your dream place where you truly do feel at home. A lot of you guys may have to create that for yourself, especially if in your upbringing there was like a lack of safety or a lack of fulfillment when it comes to the way that you lived. So I do believe it is part of your destiny to create a safe home for yourself that you love to live in. And so throughout the course of your life, you're going to be personalizing that, fine-tuning that bit by bit. So a lot of you guys are going to be owning property, or you're going to be maybe buying your own house here in your lifetime. And you're going to be decorating that very personally with things that have meaning to you. Maybe you are a designer, or you like to decorate homes, yeah, or you're maybe hiring an interior designer to bring your vision of what you want, where you want to live, to life. And that's one thing you're working towards. It is not just about the home itself, but all about the feeling of belonging and the feeling of safety and a support system surrounding you. So over the course of your life, you figure out what makes you uniquely you, and it's okay to not know that right away. And that's why you're in this life, to figure it out, to try all the different things. I think you're someone who is very open-minded and is willing to go on different experiences and adventures for the fun of it. And you are going on all of these adventures at first because I feel like your soul is here to learn, to find its place into the world. And then when there's a feeling of having that, then you know how you want to proceed and how you want to settle down. So at first there is a lot of exploration, and that is to get to know the world and by extension yourself, because you get to know yourself best by maybe taking a good look around the world and imagining yourself in different places and scenarios. And only that, I feel like, after trying out maybe even different relationships, okay, or ways of living, different careers. There's a lot of trying out first, and then there is the eventual realization of what you want to do and where you want to live. Because if you take a look closely at this card, to me, it appears as though the person feels a little bit trapped. So maybe the concept of home to you in your upbringing was one of an entrapment, and like you felt sheltered too much, or you weren't able to do as much. So when it comes to your adulthood, it's about learning that home to you is a place that can be anywhere. It is a feeling, and you're finding out what exactly that feeling is to you. Yeah, you're going to be stepping into different waters to figure out, what do I like and what makes me me? Yeah, and the older you get, the wiser you become when it comes to getting to know yourself as well. For some reason, your group reminds me of the fact that the only person that is ever gonna always be with us is ourselves. So we may as well make sure that we like ourselves and enjoy our own company. Where to go from here, it depends on where you're at in life. Yeah, because maybe you have figured out these things already, and you are already creating a beautiful home environment for yourself because you know what it is that feels best to you after trying many different things. Or maybe you're on the verge of figuring that out. Then I would definitely recommend do a solo travel. Okay. Or if there's another person you can travel with, because it can be enlightening for you to really get to know yourself, because especially if you're in an environment where you feel trapped in your home, then you need to get out, you need to escape, yeah? Because your story really comes full circle. You are at home in the beginning, you go out into the great wide world for search of meaning, and then you return to another home that you built yourself. And this is the same person. Isn't that insane? Like, look, she's trapped here. She goes out and explores and eventually finds her own support system. Maybe some of you guys don't have the best relationships to your family, or aren't doing what they expect you to do. And so for you, it's about truly following your own happiness, your path. You are given this life. Like, think about how unlikely it is for you to even be here right now. It's truly a blessing, yeah? No matter what hardships there are in life, there's nothing you can't face, yeah? The universe, I don't think, is a sadist, would not put you through something that you cannot conquer, okay? So whatever challenges you may be going through, it's about you finding your own support system, people that genuinely build you up instead of tear you down. Going out into this world, you need to be doing that, because only then you can find the people that you resonate with that are going to be able to provide a support system for you. By putting yourself out there, by going out into this wide world, explore yourself, okay? If you have the available means, then traveling can be a great way, but this does not have to come through traveling. Simply, it can be through your own living experiences. What I really would advise you, though, is to get away from the environment that you may consider home, that however traps you, yeah? To get out there for yourself, live and support yourself for a bit if you can, to really figure out who you are as a person when you're not like sheltered by all of the ideas and expectations of others, okay? Because I can see here, there's a plant that would like to grow, but the current environment maybe is not favorable for that to do so. So you may want to take your plant outside, let the sunlight reach it. Let's do some photosynthesis here, okay? And get some fresh air to that plant, to those dreams that want to grow. Yeah, that I believe is your destiny, group number 1. Follow your happiness. That's what I can truly say. Wherever that trail of happiness leads you, go after it, okay? This is your life to live and your dreams to pursue. Alright guys, this was your reading. If you enjoyed this video, please do like the video. That would really help me out. And do let me know down below in the comments what number groups you chose and how you like the black and white style. Also, if you'd like a personal reading with me, make sure to check out the link in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. Thank you guys for being here with me. If you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, then feel free to choose another group on top of this one. Or otherwise, I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. Alright, group number 2, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. The question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's reveal your cards. Start off with flow. The Fool. Explore. The Three of Swords. Courage. And the Chariot. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, if you read tarot yourself, you should be able to see a really strong message here. This life for you is all about trial and error. Yeah, no one's doing the work for you. You have to fall on your butt and get back up 1,000,000 times. Okay, a queen never, what's that saying? A queen never loses its crown. You just put it back on and stand up and keep going. I probably butchered that terribly, but you get the gist. I feel like in this life, nothing is handed to you, and at least when it comes to the fact of what you want to do with life, there may be a lot of confusion or there may be a lot of uncertainty, either because you have too little or too many interests, okay, in whatever way of the spectrum you find yourself on. And so you naturally gravitate towards just going with the flow, seeing what life has for you, because that's kind of like the only thing you can do under your circumstances. And for you, it is about exploring this world, because it truly has so many different things to offer. Maybe you're a traveler, okay, who really enjoys going on different ventures and putting yourself out there to see what there is, you know, in the world for you. Your group gives me a little bit of Peter Pan vibes, the one that never grows up. So don't be surprised when the same questions that you had while you were 18 still resurface in your 30s and maybe beyond in your 40s, 50s. You could always have the same questions in life, like what am I here for, or what do I like to do, because I do believe there's a great range of interests that you do have. And maybe some of those questions aren't actually meant to have a definite answer, because I feel like if you were to be given a definite answer, then you would maybe stop exploring. But it is part of your purpose to keep exploring and just find out more about the world and yourself. So you're letting the stream guide you. You're going with where your body takes you. And I feel like a profound realization that you either already have made or are about to make is that no matter what happens in life, there's always a way out. And I believe it is part of your purpose to be free as a soul and explore this world. And also free, to me, that means allowing everything to be as it is, going with the flow, not forcing any circumstances. And sometimes that can come with disappointment or heartbreak. Yeah, sometimes, you know, you'd like things to be different than they are. Maybe you would have liked to end up with that person, but they weren't showing you as much reciprocation. You might be wondering, prone to what if, what could have been. Yeah, you might have wanted that job or that career. You might have wanted to pursue that specific person or career, but not all of them, ended up happening, and that's okay. Those are not the things that end up defining you. The things that define you, I feel like, is that always present a sense of who you are and your ability to be fine with, no matter what life throws at you, and to see beauty with the things that are always there, the things that wanna be present with you, to see beauty in the life that is not forced, to find happiness with what also chooses you back. Yeah. And I feel like that there may be like a realization for you in life here that you can never force circumstances, to happen in the way that you may like. So either you are about to find this out, you may have already found this out in life, and to put yourself out like that requires a lot of courage. Okay? There's a lion here that needs to be tamed, and at first this is very, very scary, but the more often you do it, the better you get at taming the lion, and eventually you will ride it. You'll be the lion whisperer, if you have to be. And you're going to be making steady progress in your life. So a lot of you guys may be facing some of your fears and mastering them throughout the course of your life. Yeah. There are certain aspects of your life that you would like to excel in, but for some reason, whenever you approach them, you may be hit with a lot of blockages, a lot of fear. If this is maybe a social anxiety, or if this is something else for you where you need courage, that's exactly the key. No one is going to be a master right away. You have to put yourself out there. That's another theme. You have to put yourself out there and make a fool of yourself. Only that way you can become one of the greats. Yeah, one of the masters of that craft. You can't expect yourself to be the master if you never try and never put yourself out there. You're going to make mistakes, but as I said, that's part of life. Your destiny is a trial of error. Don't shame yourself for making mistakes, because think about it. You're not a fool for making a mistake, but you would be a fool for making a mistake and not learning from it, doing the same thing again. Yeah? Then that would be foolish. If you don't know how something's going to turn out and you simply try it, why would you judge yourself for that, even if you fail? Yeah? You're here in this life to learn. The things you want to go after require courage. You may not get it successfully on the first try. That's completely natural. This is why your life is about learning and growing. The more you do it, the more you engage in it, the less it's going to hurt when you fall. So if you are still confused about maybe what your purpose is or where you're supposed to go, let your instincts guide you. You really don't have to think much. Where do you naturally gravitate towards? Yeah. What are your natural talents and interests that you don't have to try to like? You don't have to force yourself. You simply like them. And I feel like that's the path for you. Okay. It's effortless living here. It's going with where you're taken. Yeah. Where your instincts are taking you. And you may be hurt along the way, but that's natural. That's a part of life. As long as you have the courage to pick yourself back up, you are going to be making inevitable progress. There's a bit of a fine line to be considered here, because I do see the aspect of going with the flow and not forcing things, yeah, when they're not meant to happen. But at the same time, I also see on the bottom here the not giving up when you fail. So you have to evaluate carefully when something's not working. Is that because it's not meant to be, or is it just because of maybe a blockage within me that I can still overcome? If it's your internal circumstances that aren't functioning, then that can be worked with. That can be improved, okay? But if it's something on the external that just does not want to manifest, then maybe it's best to just maybe consider another pathway that wants you as well. Because if you're not wanted somewhere, you don't want to be there anyway, right? So there's a bit of a fine line here, because this reading is saying, go with the flow, go where you are wanted. But another part here is saying, keep trying, okay? Don't give up. Have the courage. But I feel like that is more so regarding your own personal blockages and fears, okay? Rather than the external circumstances, which you may not be able to control. And for those, I would simply go with where you're being guided, whatever blockages you have on the path to getting there, those you can absolutely learn to master, to tame, okay? Some fears or some blockages within you, whether or not they can be healed, whether they are meant to be healed, but you can learn to work with them for success. The chariot, he keeps on moving forward. There's progress, okay? Progress is not linear. It does not look like always going up. Maybe you go up and then go back down and then go up again. But if you look at the big picture, you went from here to here, okay? You went from the bottom to the top, but does not mean you have to go there in a straight line. You can go up a while and experience a pitfall. But that does not mean you're just gonna quit, okay? You're gonna go back up, okay? And you're gonna see at the end, no matter how many times you fell, overall, you made a lot of progress, yeah? So just because you fail once does not mean your entire progress is erased, yeah? I doubt that if you start making progress and make a mistake, that you're gonna all of a sudden be back to square one. That's not how it works, okay? Even if you experience setbacks, consider the progress that you've already made and don't throw everything away, okay? Thank you so much, guys. You are truly on a journey. What can I say? If you enjoyed this reading, please like the video, as that would really help out my channel. And do let me know down below how you like the black and white style and what number groups you chose. If you'd like a personal reading with me, check out the link in the description. I also offer a lot of insightful readings in my shop. Alright, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, then feel free to choose another group on top of this one. And otherwise, I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Goodbye. Alright, welcome there, group number 3. Thank you for joining me. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's find out what the cards say. Alright, first we've got the Knight of Swords, Express, the Six of Pentacles, Trust, the Knight, another Knight, the Knight of Wands, and Boundary. To me, this indeed does look like a setup of boundaries that is happening throughout the course of your life. If we take a look at what's right above here, it is the act of giving to others, or feeling the need to be there for others, maybe to please others. So maybe you could be a people pleaser. And what you're learning throughout your life is setting boundaries, learning to trust in yourself rather than all the other hectic energies that are trying to reach you. People that try to come into your life, try to tell you what's best for you, try to tell you what steps you should make, or try to tell you how you should feel. Yeah. I feel like at one point in your life, you may be someone who could be easily taken advantage of, yeah, by energy vampires or people who want something out of you simply because you have truly such a good nature. It is in your best interest throughout the course of your life to slow down a little bit, internalize those energies from other people, and figure out what is genuinely best for you. You are someone with a natural inclination to want to help others and be there for them. But it is a fact that not everyone is gonna have good intentions once they realize what a good nature you do have and how they may be able to take advantage of that. You might be someone who puts others above themselves, gives and gives to the point where there's nothing left for you anymore, you know? This does not necessarily have to be about money. While it may be true that maybe you're just a very generous soul who always is the one to pay the check, but this can extend to your time as well. You may be giving away your time to others constantly to the point where you don't have any left for yourself. And this is, I believe, the core message as I would interpret it from this spread, that you are learning throughout the course of your life to take back the energy from the other people, which, don't get me wrong, it is a natural part of you to want to share it with others, but to take that a little bit to yourself, set some boundaries, take some more time, energy, money, attention, whatever it may be, to yourself as well. The Knight of Swords is the quickest one. It is surrounded by the cards of expression. So very, very fast expression. You may have a lot of interests throughout your life that come in quickly and dissipate just as quickly. Maybe you're starting a lot of stuff, not finishing it. I think when it comes to your interests, you could be into a lot of stuff. You could have a very broad range of interests scattered across all subjects, and you could see yourself in a lot of different careers as well. I think that may be because of your ability to adapt, your ability to blend in with others, or maybe pick up on how they're feeling, and as a result, trying to accommodate for their needs. A lot of you guys may be constantly on the move. We have two knights here. So you may be inclined to always change things up in your life, your circumstances, and the things that you do and have around you. You may find that over the course of your life, your friend groups are always changing, so are your interests, your jobs, or maybe your lovers. Yes, something here is ever changing. And so what's left? The only thing that's ever present, that's always there, is yourself. So you're going to have to learn to like and also more so respect yourself. Yeah. Maybe you can become a little wiser when you start realizing that this is how you take in the information, that you like to maybe jump from subject to subject, or maybe even from job to job or person to person, however way it may resonate. Admitting these things to yourself, it may be more helpful to create a lifestyle for yourself that is suited for you, with a lot of change, with adaptation, okay? You're living the fast life with lots of experiences, lots of people you're meeting. But I want you to realize that no matter how much is happening around you, the way you specifically may be truly able to discover yourself is by looking within, yeah? I see so many experiences surrounding you, but you, instead of them helping them to get to know yourself, you may be losing yourself a little bit in all of those experiences. And for you, it would be advised to maybe take a step back and focus more on yourself, because there's a little bit of a neglect of your own inner needs coming through here. So when it comes to getting to know yourself, step back and ignore all the noise around you for a second and truly internalize what you're truly feeling. Looking in from the outside, it may seem like you are living your life to the fullest, but there is a tendency here for you to also get lost in the amount of experiences that you go through, where at one point you no longer really learn anything from it, or there's really nothing new to you about it anymore. You're just maybe doing it for the change of scenery, when in reality it may be an avoidance of truly facing yourself, okay? And facing your own inner needs and whatever message there is there inside of you that would like to be addressed, So I do see a tendency for this group to escape in the outer world so that you don't have to face your inner world. If you are someone who likes to accommodate for others, try to build a little bit of a sphere around you. And in that sphere, you're going to put your values, your boundaries. Think about it. Direct your life into a direction you'd want to take it in, where you're able to express yourself freely according to your own terms, yeah? Even if you may not be able to please others in the process of doing so. That's what I would suggest for you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This was your reading group 3. If you did enjoy it, then please leave a like. That would really help out my channel. And do let me know down below in the comments section how you like the black and white style and what number groups you chose. If you'd like a personal reading with me, check out the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. Alright, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, then feel free to choose another number and listen to that one, see what it says. And otherwise, I wish you a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello there, group number 4. Welcome to this reading. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's find out what the cards say. We've got chaos. That starts off interesting. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, union, the 6 of Swords, balance, and the 8 of Cups. Your life is messy and you know it. You are here to learn to deal with basically everything that life throws at you at some point. You are making a beautiful garden within all that chaos that surrounds your life. You know what I start finding kind of eerie is that from this deck right here, I seem to be having the same figure come up in different cards in the same group. And I also had that before in another pile with a different figure that also came up twice. And here, I see that face. That to me seems like the same person. We go from chaos to balance. Yeah, you may not be able to get rid of the chaos, but you can learn to balance it in your life. You can learn to master unfair or difficult circumstances. Yeah, you have very thick skin. Yeah, you're not here to complain or whine about your life. I mean, maybe at some point you may be really inclined to, but in the end, I feel like you are a warrior. You take on the challenge. I mean, you have to. What other choice do you have? Maybe circumstances do seem unfavorable in your life, and I can see there are some things you maybe truly can't ever get rid of, but you can learn to live with them. You can learn to balance it. I also do see a very specific message here, which is that of union, and it is under a very specific scope though. So hear me out. There is the union here between the light and the dark, the shadow and the light. To me, this means that you are integrating your own self. Like maybe there is a side of yourself that you like, that you're proud of, and another side that you shun, that you dislike, that you do not want to identify with. But the truth is, as long as it's a part of you, you're never going to be able to get rid of it. So it may be wiser to learn to manage it instead of shunning it and sending it out the door. Because I feel like it's always going to come back knocking at some point. Yeah. So your job is to learn to balance those aspects. Some of them you accept and some of them you secretly don't, or you would wish to want to go away. But I feel like the key here is to learn to balance all of them, put them up nicely. You're not going to kick over your cups that you don't want, and you're not going to also throw them away or try to hide them. The best way, I feel like, to oversee the sides of yourself that you don't want to identify with is to keep them in plain sight, as opposed to trying to lock them away. And this could be any sort of qualities about yourself that you would identify as character flaws, maybe. It could be about something God-given, such as your personality or your looks that you're trying to fight against. But in reality, you did not choose it. You know, you can only learn to live with it. On a journey from becoming one way to another, I feel like you're not going to get there by just completely shunning and disassociating with who you were before as well. Like, put some honor on the person that you used to be if you're trying to make a journey here. Yeah, because I see you, there's a tendency to want to run away from things. There's a tendency to want to leave things behind. But some things I feel like here are going to follow you throughout your lifetime. You're not going to be able to get rid of them. So instead of just trying to run away from them or put them away, there's a card here that says union. There's a card here to encourage you to unify the light with the dark aspects of yourself, your light with your shadow. So whatever qualities there may be that you feel like you would rather not have, but can't really seem to get rid of, yeah? Maybe they're not supposed to be gotten rid of, but used in a way that they may be even able to help you, okay? To turn your weaknesses into your strengths. This is a core theme for this reading, number 4. Because I feel like when you try to build up something showing only the best side of yourself, at one point that shadow may come back in and try to ruin everything, try to put some chaos into the progress that you've made. And so really the goal is not to keep your shadow away, but maybe more closer to you, you know? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And maybe you are your own best friend, but you can also be your own worst enemy. That's what I feel like this is. This could be something personal. Of course, this can be about like other people as well. Maybe there's someone in your life that you just can't really get rid of. Maybe it's a family. Please take that message and apply it in whatever way it does resonate for you. That's really important to me because it is a general reading after all, but I do see a very, very specific theme here. Yeah, to not run away from your weaknesses or learning throughout the course of your life, to not run away from that which you're not proud of or those aspects of yourself that you'd rather wish you wouldn't have. Maybe it's not always such a good idea to judge and say, this is a good thing and this is a bad thing within me. There's some things I need to embrace and others I need to hate myself for, you know? Maybe there is an aspect in your life here that always ensures that chaos is there, even when you're trying to build something up, but you can learn to live with it, to balance it, and progress can be made despite. This reading may have been a bit abstract, but I do think if you were drawn to this pile, then the message would be able to scratch somewhere within you and you would know what this is about, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much, number 4, for listening in. If you did enjoy this reading, please like the video. That would really help me out a lot. And do let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style and also what number groups you chose. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, check out the link in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful personal readings as well on my shop. All right, if you think there's a little bit more to your destiny, then go ahead and choose another number, see what it says. And otherwise, I hope to see you again soon and take care. Goodbye. Hello there, group number 5. Welcome to your reading. I'm very glad you're joining me in this space today. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's take a look at what the cards say. You start off with the Tower, Tears, Ace of Pentacles, Struggle, wow, the Ten of Cups, and Disillusion. Okay. There's a song that's all of a sudden coming to my mind. I haven't heard it in quite a while, but it's coming up nonetheless. It goes like, I really can't sing it for you guys, but it's Teardrops by Womack Band, I think. Footsteps on the dance floor, remind me, baby, of you, yeah. So I think you guys may be frequently reminiscing about the past, as if like everything was better before. There was a big event that caused a great disruption in your life that may have put an end to a previous life or a previous career. Maybe this was the pandemic, or this was another event that caused you to maybe lose your job, or something that was very important to you. I think it was something like job related, because there could be like some struggle to support yourself, right? And then there is at the bright side of it, a new financial opportunity. So a lot of you guys are going through a very rough change throughout your life. So maybe this could be a career that you thought was meant for you, but then you realize, well, I'm thrown out of this and there's nothing I can do about it. I want you to know that no matter what life throws at you and what seems to appear like a disaster can have still a silver lining for you, because here there's a lot of sorrow and struggle in regards to a loss, a collapse that I believe was not by your own doing. I believe a lightning bolt hit this tower and threw you right out. Yeah, there's nothing you could do. Tower collapsed. And so ever since that moment, I feel like you may have had a lot of struggle and a lot of tears. Yeah, these cards, I like to see what cards are next to them. Those are giveaway clues. Yeah, so that tower is surrounded by tears and struggle. But also, if you look a little bit further, there is a new financial opportunity for you that comes out of those tears. Yeah, and there is fulfillment that can be found out of the struggle that you faced. It may be the case that you frequently keep thinking of the past and reminisce, think of how better everything used to be when you used to have that which you no longer do have in your present life, which could be your job, or your old relationship maybe, or something that took up a big part of your life that you thought was going to last forever but didn't. You may do that for a while, but at some point you are just illusioning yourself into keeping a state alive that is already long gone. And so that may cause you to miss out on the opportunities that are presenting themselves right in front of you. Yeah, there are still, like, it doesn't matter how old you are, there is still so much opportunity for you, okay? There's still so much that you can do career-wise. There's still so many people you can meet, even if it didn't work out with someone here, yeah? There's still so much that you have no clue about that's still to come to you. So you can be the sad girl or sad boy for a bit, but then I need you to really pack it up, okay? Get your things together and keep moving forward, because there's opportunity waiting for you, yeah? There's a financial opportunity here. I feel like the Pentacles would in this case also represent a job offer that may actually be more sustainable for you, because what you had before, it was built on shaky grounds. I don't think it was meant to last, okay? Maybe it was meant to prepare you for the real deal that's coming here. These readings really spook me out. I mean, this deck especially, I don't know what kind of witchery it is, but they always tell like a story, and I see like the same characters in the cards, yeah? And mind you, there's a lot of characters in this deck, but for some reason, when I draw the cards, they have similar characters in multiple of the cards, yeah? So, for example, look at this here. You are trying to carry a face up a mountain, a head, but I feel like that head is getting bigger and bigger. So maybe this is a past version of you, or a past situation that you're trying to still carry with you. You may interpret that differently if you want, yeah? Maybe you can get some sort of meaning out of it, because these readings are a little bit abstract because of the decks that I chose. But you are trying to carry something up the mountain here. But in reality, it would be much easier to walk back up if maybe you let it go. This is a freaking detached face. What are you going to do with it? It's no longer serving you. It does not seem to be alive. It seems to just be a rock that's in your way, but you're still trying to carry it up the mountain with you. And I feel like some things may genuinely be better left behind, yeah? I don't think it's about abandoning them, because here it looks like this is only an obstacle for you in the way. There doesn't seem to be any life force in that face anymore. It does not seem like it even wants to be carried up that mountain together with you. And the truth is, if you were to let it go, this giant rock that's in front of you, you could have an easier way walking up the mountain, okay? And so here we see that face is breaking, and so is the illusion that you have been carrying with you so far. So I think, you guys, what you need to do is to get back into reality, yeah? I feel like we all have unfortunate events happening to us in life, and we all have things to mourn about. But at some point, we have to anchor ourselves in reality again, because do believe in your case, we see there's so many things that the universe would like to also show you. But if you're blind to it, if you're just remaining with what used to be, with what was, it's gonna have a difficult time manifesting in your life, okay? There is the opportunity for you to live a fulfilled life that is shared with a family, with you and the people close to you, yeah? But it just asks you to maybe break the illusion a little bit, break the face that you're carrying. So maybe there could be a message in the song that kept on playing in my head. In that song, the singer sings about a past life that they are mourning about, and the final line that keeps on being repeated is, next time I'll be true. Next time you'll be true. Like, next time is gonna be a better experience, right? So don't just keep saying that in front of yourself. The next time is now. Go for your next time, because next time is now. That's what I feel like with you, group number 5, okay? This was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like. That would really help out my channel, and do let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style, and also what number group you chose, all right? And if you'd like a personal reading with me, check out the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings in my shop as well. All right, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, feel free to choose another number and listen to what it says. And otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and hopefully see you soon. Goodbye. All right. Group number 6. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me today in this space. Thank you for being here. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's take a look at what the cards say. We've got Seek, the Hierophant, Transform, Two of Pentacles, Humility, and the Seven of Cups. All right, so I'm looking at the cards and I see you are navigating a ship, looking for the perfect environment to be yourself, or to transform yourself in. There's a journey here that you're on. You're looking out for land, but I feel like you're looking for a very specific land that will allow you to transform from a cocoon into the butterfly you eventually are gonna be. I feel like you may know exactly what you want, because the Hierophant here in between Seek and Transform, you seek the perfect environment. I feel like something very fixed, yeah, a very specific circumstances maybe that will allow you to transform in life. And in order to find that environment, you're going to be trying out a lot. So you could be someone who does a lot of things, maybe at the same time as well. I think you are a very talented individual with many strengths that could serve you in a lot of different fields. And so a challenge may be to decipher, like, is this my final destination, or am I going to keep going? And so throughout your life, I feel like you maybe work in different jobs, maybe or be interested in different things. Even at the same time, you're trying to handle and juggle different aspects of life at the same time. There's a lot of doors that are open for you. Yeah, you have some type of advantage that you could be getting into a lot of different fields if you wanted to, and your life could genuinely, because I feel like you're on the steering wheel, you have the opportunity for your life to evolve in so many different ways. There are so many different ways that you could steer basically your ship toward, and so many different destinies that would be able to unfold in front of you, right? Depending on where you choose to navigate toward. And that also reminds me a little bit of the butterfly effect. Yeah, the decisions you make are shaping your future. This reading, I have to admit, even as the reader, is giving me a bit of a hard time because I can't see like a clear message. There are like overarching themes, but it seems like it's like not telling the full story. It's a bit more vague compared to the previous ones that I did. Yeah. Like genuinely me looking at these cards, I feel like I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, or I don't have the full answer. And that may be the point of the reading. I mean, you may be navigating through your life without having all the clear answers, but you do have maybe an eventual goal in mind, yeah, of an environment that you'd like to see yourself in. And in order to get to that environment, you're doing what it takes. You're maybe working different jobs. You're pursuing different options, yeah. There, I feel like, are a lot of ways you could end up going down. And I feel like those options, those ways, are just a means for you to get to an eventual goal. So I feel like there may be a main goal in your life, and you're trying to find out what is the correct way to get me there. And that way represents the journey in your life, from getting to that initial point to the destination, yeah? And I feel like there's a stark realization that you have while you're on this journey, that you may as well use this journey as the direct source of transformation. You don't necessarily need to get to the end goal in order to become that person, because I feel like you realize you slowly become that person as you're on that journey already, you know? So maybe you are working towards an ideal in your life, and a lot of the focus just seems to be on what path do I take so I get to my ideal. But I feel like what comes to mind here is that the journey is also the destination. So take a look at the journey that you're taking on the pursuit of your goal. That's also a really beautiful one. Yeah. Humility is having an accurate view of yourself, getting to know yourself over the course of your life, knowing exactly this is what I'm good at, these are my strengths, and this is where I may be lacking. And not holding that against yourself, but instead using that to propel your way forward, knowing exactly this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm not so good at. And so I feel like you are learning about yourself throughout the course of this lifetime, and use that knowledge to your advantage, because someone who knows themselves well has a lot of more opportunities than someone who is wandering around aimlessly. And although you do not have all the answers, you kind of like have that goal in mind, that island you'd like to eventually get to, yeah, with your ship. And so that already helps out a lot. I'm going to read you something from the booklet that comes with these cards about the card Humility. It may offer us an alternative insight to this reading here. Okay. The earth dangles in the galaxy by impossibly perfect means. Spinning on invisible strings, it's held so precisely from the sun so life can happen. A degree closer to earth would be fire. A degree further to earth would be ice. How can this possibly be? With so much miraculous mystery, why should I need to understand everything? I get up in the morning and kiss my own feet, knowing this is exactly the shape I need to be. This is the experience that belongs to me. And a force greater than my own changing mind of thought and desire lights the sky and moves the seas. All right. That is your reading, group number 6. I hope that you enjoyed watching. If you did, then please leave a like. That would really help out my channel. And also let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style, and also what number groups you chose. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, check out the link in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. So yeah, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, then feel free to choose another number and see what it says. And otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and hopefully see you again soon. Goodbye. All right, group number 7. Hello, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for joining me in this space. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's take a look at what the cards say. Oh, we've got this Death card. Interesting start. Test. The Queen of Swords. create. King of Swords, Queen of Swords and King of Swords coming up in the same group. Very interesting. And Soul. Okay. The very first card here is Death, and it does represent something coming to a close. And I feel like you are learning to be at peace maybe with a loss, or it could be part of your destiny to come to terms with a big loss in your life, but something that was part of life, okay? Something is over, and you are like, you see, it's kind of like, look at the imagery. There's a horse here about to jump through a ring of fire, yeah? And it leads to the Queen of Swords. It leads to intelligence. The Queen of Swords, she has a high IQ. She's very smart. So whenever something ends in your life, you learn from it. Sometimes the Queen of Swords, she can appear a bit cold or closed off. And so I feel like you may have become closed off over the course of your life through some endings that took place in your life. Through the death of an event or a person that took place. I know in tarot, like, we always say, like, death card doesn't mean literal death. It means transformation. It means change. In your case, it may be the case that, because I'm hearing life after death. So after something has ended, or maybe someone quite literally died, maybe you almost died, and that is part of your destiny. Maybe you've had a near-death experience or some accident that caused you to become a shell of the person maybe that you used to be. So that is a case. I mean, if you were drawn to this reading, that could be for a reason, yeah? But the truth is that no matter what transpired in your life and what significant event here that took place, there's still so much left within you that would like to be expressed, yeah? Something may be dead, but the soul is not. The soul is right here. And the soul is vibrant, full of colors. I see there's, even though there may be a lot of darkness surrounding you, I see there's like so much that you haven't achieved yet, yeah? Or I don't know, this may be very specific or oddly specific, but like maybe there was a time where you were close to death in whatever way, but had a realization that there is still so much that needs to be accomplished. Or maybe you were involved in an accident. I'm not sure. Like, I want to just like put it out there as an option, okay? Don't come at me for interpreting it this way, but I may be feeling something like this as well. You may have been in a situation where you were either faced with death or close to death. And it is part of your destiny to adapt to that and to learn to express yourself in ways, learn to live life after death, okay? To learn to live with yourself again, to learn to relearn the joys of life, okay? To listen to your soul and create something beautiful, yeah? Even though something has ended, it is not the end for you. For you, it's to learn to live life after death. And I'm thinking a literal death may have happened because of the combination of cards I'm seeing, because the Queen of Swords is a widow as an archetype. So you may be a widow, or you may have encountered death and closely escaped it or something like that. But it is still sort of up to you whether you let it ruin your present life now that you still have, where there's still a lot of beauty to be had, a lot of things to be created through you. Think about it this way. Your life wasn't taken. And that is for a reason, because there's still a lot you need to accomplish. There's still a mission that you have here. A test to me symbolizes an opportunity to see how will you deal with the situation. You may jump through the ring and let it burn you, or you may catch some wounds and scars along the way while you're trying to get to the other side. But you've still got a lot of creativity within you, and you are incredibly intelligent. You've got such a sharp wit. And so if there's someone else that that passed on or something, like, this is the deepest one I'm doing. Like none of the other readings was like this deep. Like none of the other readings dealt with such heavy topics. So if like you feel like by this point you're not resonating, then it may be wise to choose a different one. But this one is deep, so I do want to go into the depth and tell you a little bit what I'm feeling here. So the ending that happened closed off a chapter, but it's not your ultimate ending. So it's up to you to decide whether you die alongside with it, or you use those sparks of creativity that you have within you, that incredible wit, that mind of yours that is able to create things, put them into existence. Use those talents that you have for something good, to express your soul in a way, yeah? There's a lot of healing that's part of your destiny, okay? Whatever way it may resonate here, yeah? That was a really, I feel like, traumatic experience that maybe caused you to lose a lot of aspects of yourself. But the thing is, they're not gone. They're still somewhere within you. And so I feel like it is your mission to rediscover the pleasures of your life, yeah, that you once knew, and use your talents, that incredible wit that you have, that incredible mind that is able to think of different things and bring them into reality, okay? Realize them. Because if we're being general here, the cards are just telling me there is still so much unfulfilled potential that there is in your life. Even if there was a stroke of fate that happened to you outside of your control. And think about it, you're still here for a reason. Yeah? If you weren't meant to be here, you wouldn't. There's something you have yet to accomplish, yeah? There is purpose within you. You have incredible talents. You're incredibly intelligent and creative. So that's the message. You learn to live life after death. I feel like that's what this pile is saying. And find to yourself again. I hope that it was helpful to you or inspired you in some way. If it did, please like this video. That would really help out my channel. And also let me know down below in the comment what you think of the black and white style and what number of groups you chose. All right. If you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is going to be in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. All right. If you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, you may want to choose another group and see what it says. And otherwise, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello there, group number 8. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's find out what the cards say. We've got Root, the Ten of Swords, and a Rage. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, Leap, and the Two of Wands in reverse. Well, I see here, yeah, someone who is taking the safe route in life, living according to a formula that was designed for you, but maybe realizing along the way that the standard path does not really fulfill you. Probably career related, yeah, with the kind of path you decide to go down at first. Oh, what's happening with my voice? You're not able to utilize all of your talents and interests and skills as well as you could. And you may be at the beginning of your career be getting into something where you think you don't have any long-term possibilities to grow and to evolve. Because I can see you've got big plans, you've got a lot of things you'd like to achieve, but perhaps with where you're going at first, you're not able to see any ways of growing, any ways of fulfilling your dreams, yeah, with the career that you initially have. And so for a lot of you guys, this could be something since it says here roots, that goes back to your family or your ancestors. Maybe there is a specific career that they've all had, or there are very high expectations or specific expectations coming from those around you, and what you should pursue, what your dream should be, basically telling you, yeah, how your life should look like. And we can see swords in the tarot. They are opinions, they are thoughts of others. And so we see here all the thoughts of maybe other people sticking in your back, and not in a good way. They are wearing you down eventually to the point where you can no longer even move or decide anything for yourself, because you've got all these swords sticking in your back. So we see here that someone here is under the influence at first of lots of other opinions. So you may be someone who cares deeply, whether you want to admit it or not, what other people think, and do want to an extent, make others proud or have some sort of recognition within your circle. But you see here, what's really dragging you down on the path of fulfillment is those thoughts and opinions of other people that are sticking in your back. Yeah. So at one point, I feel like in your destiny, it's inevitable. It's inescapable that you're going to explode, because at one point, that negative influence from others drags you to the rock bottom. And at that point, you're gonna say you have enough. And there's gonna be a big explosion here. There's so much rage and anger, because at one point you realize, what am I doing this for? Because you can't live your life for other people. And I feel like it takes you to deal with a lot of stuff from others, a lot of opinions. And maybe when you realize that you're doing so much for others, yeah, just so that they're happy, but they're not even giving you anything in return. At one point, I feel like when all these opinions are stabbing you in the back, sort of like, you explode and you say like, I have enough, or maybe this is a story of a people pleaser. And then at one point you realize like you have enough and life can no longer go on like this, yeah? So you're going away from that safe route and taking a bit more of a risk. You're taking a bit more of a leap here. And so I feel like the ideal path for you is actually one where you feel closely connected to the cause, and not your family or not those people around you that try to push you into a certain direction. I would encourage you guys to go back to your own roots. Look deep inside of you, look deep within what interests you and what feels like your calling, personal truth, okay? Combine the elements and talents that you naturally possess to create something beautiful. And I feel like there is a kind of passion, a work here where you could immerse yourself in for hours. It does not feel like work because it is your passion. For a lot of you guys, when it comes to your ideal career, you just need to look at what can you do for hours without it feeling like work. And I believe within that field, you may be able to find more personal success, okay? You're gonna wanna be able to in life expand on your own vision. Yeah, there's actually a desire within you to achieve something that's deeply personal, okay, that may be far from what others expect you to do. It may take a bit of a leap of faith to accomplish that. Yeah, you guys, you are hard workers, but you've also got a lot of drive, passion, and spirit. And so you may find yourself in a position where you look at the future and you're not really able to discern what's next or what's left. You know, I see some of you guys looking at your career and asking yourself like, so what else is there? Like, what more than this? And you don't seem to have many answers. Like with that path, there seems to be a lack of options for growth for you that you can feel. It's like, what else is there? You know, this cannot be all of it, right? Am I just going to be doing this forever? Like, I feel like that's how a lot of you people are feeling. And so I need you to honestly assess, was that your passion to do? Or were you urged into this by the field around you, and that may be able to give you the answer. Some of you guys may actually go down that route of doing everything that other people ask you to do just for you to realize that this does not make you happy. The path that was chosen for you is not the one that fulfills you. And so you may have to take a bit of a leap here. You're going to have to find something that is more aligned with you, more aligned with your purpose, okay? So go back to your roots, I feel like. That's the very first card. So I think when you channel that, when you start thinking about what unique talents you may have and interests where you can work a job and put your own creative spin on it. You're not supposed to be part of a cookie cutout formula. I feel like that does not go well because you need a lot of space, okay? And if you're confined too much, you're gonna at some point rage, and all that is gonna come out of you. That's a lot of anger, a lot of sadness. So for a lot of you guys, I feel regret about some decisions that you've made, but don't you worry. I feel like it's not too late. It's not too late at all, because with your passion or your calling, it'll always wait for you, okay? And for some of you, you may not discover that right away as soon as you turn 18, okay? For some of you, it may take a while to truly discover what it is that you want and need, and it's actually totally fine to try yourself out in different fields and see what you like and what you don't. But what matters is that when you start feeling like you're being worn down, when you know that this is no longer for you, that you make a change then, instead of living many more years unfulfilled, okay? What I want to tell you guys is that with hard work and a bit of a leap of faith, you're gonna be able to live in accordance to your own vision, okay? Something that fulfills you with purpose. Ask yourself, am I happy with the long-term vision that my current path provides? Because it appears like if that is in reverse, if the answer is a no or a I can't even see any long-term vision, then you may have to reverse that, okay? Reverse that card. So make changes and adaptations to your life where you do have a long-term plan that feels fulfilling to you, okay? All right, group number 8, this was your reading. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, do leave a like on this video. That would really help out my channel. And let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style of reading and what number groups you chose. If you'd like a personal reading with me, do check out the link in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. And if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, feel free to check out another group as well and hear what it has to say. Otherwise, I wish you a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, goodbye. Hello there, group number 9. Welcome. Very glad to have you here with me today. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's see what the cards say. We start off with Judgment, Abundance, the Page of Cups, Choice, the Hermit, and Listen. Wow. I mean, all of these cards follow a common theme, which is to discover your ultimate purpose in life by doing a bit of soul searching. Yeah. There's actually a lot of hidden information within you that once you discover, you can utilize to channel something creatively and put something out there into the world. A lot of you guys get inspiration from within to then put it onto paper, so to say. A lot of you guys, you could be writers, or you could be songwriters or musicians, or you may think of melodies, or you may think of lyrics. You may think of stories to write. You may think of something that comes from when you listen within. Painter, creator, or sculptor. You may naturally have a very, very creative mind that comes up with these projects on its own. So you just have to listen long enough, and all of a sudden, maybe there's a song inside of you that you'd like to, or you're meant to, okay, put onto paper, or there's a story all of a sudden in your mind, like as if a seed was planted there, okay? And you just, and all of a sudden, everything becomes clear to you. And this is actually your destiny. This is your calling, because you are supposed to utilize those intuitive hits you get to your advantage, because I feel like there may be universal energies trying to express themselves through you. You are maybe a great channel for them where they can do so. Your mind seems to be attuned to different realms. You could be psychic as well. A skill I would say that is definitely gonna greatly benefit you guys is the ability to shut off your mind and just listen, because actually you guys need to learn to stop consuming so much in favor of creating yourself, because this is part of your calling. Okay, let me tell you this. It is part of your destiny to be able to feel or hear something from within you and then be able to literally put it on a paper or tell it to someone. Okay, so that's why I'm saying any of those careers or callings where you need to come up with something of your own creatively, that is the talent that I'm seeing here for group number 9. And I guess that could be expressed in many different ways. Yeah. The thing is, you have this talent of being able to get information from within, and it is your job now to translate that knowledge somehow. You've got so much creativity within you that wants to express itself somehow. So you can be the person to use those creative inspirations from within you and put them onto a medium, for example, a book, or into a song, or into a video. Okay, you're supposed to be using those inspirations you get from within. A lot of times you may not really know, how did I just think of it? But this is like a great idea. And exactly, that's the point. You guys are able to think of very creative scenarios and have these innovative ideas that you get for a reason, because you're supposed to use those, okay, and make something out of them. Yeah. This is, I feel like, how it goes. There's something you're able to capture when listening to the depths of yourself, and you're going to have to decide, how do I translate that? There may not be one specific option, you know, there may be multiple ways to use that information and do something out of it. You may still have to put a lot of your creativity into it to make a finalized product, okay? So what I can see here on the top row is that by following those creative, intuitive ideas that you have, you're gonna be able to reach personal fulfillment. The card of abundance, look how beautifully it's displayed in the middle. And see, I feel like that is kind of reminiscent of the suit of cups, yeah, where that cup of joy, of passion is overflowing, okay? And here it's like passions are willing to express themselves through you, yeah? You are not perhaps giving yourself enough credit because there's so much creativity residing within you. So you better be sure to not ignore that and do something with it, yeah? Channel it in some way onto a medium. As I said, it can be a book. If you have so much creativity, then write it into a book, or make it into a song, or into a drawing. A lot of you guys, you may be artists. You are supposed to channel this creativity within you, the non-material, and make it into something material so that everyone else may have a part of it as well. If you are like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not that creative. Then I'm gonna argue that you are, but you have maybe been drowning yourself in consumption of others. This could also be the case if you feel like you used to be creative, but you no longer are. Maybe you are indeed consuming too much of others, neglecting your own personal creativity. So what I'm going to suggest you to do in that case is to stop consuming as much Maybe if you are someone who constantly has to be stimulated by music or by podcasts or constantly needs to be consuming something while doing basic tasks, then I would advise you to stop doing that for a while, or maybe just walk outside listening to nature instead of listening to music, okay? Or eat in silence for once, or in the company of other people. If you just cannot find yourself to be creative, or if you are in a creative block, I'm gonna tell you this: sit on your desk with an empty piece of paper in complete silence and just wait for thoughts to come in. This may be weird at first, but you're gonna notice if you sit there maybe 10 minutes, if it has to be maybe 20 or 30 minutes, maybe it has to be an hour, but at some point there's actually no other way. At some point these creative ideas are just gonna come to you. They're gonna flow to you. That's actually how I got some of the ideas to my readings. Where did you think this came from? It came from the creativity within me. So I need you guys to utilize your own mind more. Give yourself more credit, because there is so much creativity residing within you. Okay, that is your destiny. A part of your destiny. For group number 9, it's very interesting. A very specific talent that you have was highlighted in your destiny here that you're supposed to be using, okay? I hope that it was helpful. If you liked it, do make sure to leave a like on this video. That would help out my channel a lot. And do let me know down below how you like the black and white style and what number groups you chose. All right, if you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is also going to be down below in the description. I offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. With that being said, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, feel free to choose another group and listen to its message, hear what it says. And otherwise, I hope to see you again soon. Take care and goodbye. Hello there, group number 10. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's take a look at what the cards say. We've got Embrace, Seven of Wands, Compassion, Two of Cups, Hold, and the High Priestess. Okay, interesting. So the first thing that comes to my mind is to be kind to yourself, because maybe you've been through a lot of challenges, and you may have had a lot of weight on your shoulders for a while. But the thing is, you are a warrior and you always come out on top, yeah? No matter how much weight you have to hold, I feel like it only made you more stronger, more capable, yeah? I see someone here that over the course of their life develops very, very thick skin. It could be literal, where it's part of maybe your destiny that you're gaining in muscle mass or that you're becoming really fit and strong. But I feel like more so it's about becoming mentally tough and strong and being able to overcome all sort of obstacles that were in your path. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, your soul, for whatever reason, don't ask me, but it seems like your soul signed up for kind of a tough life where it would have to overcome a lot of challenges in its way in order to make you stronger, in order to gain experience. You may be a natural empath, or you just learn to sort of deal with people really well because you've always kind of been surrounded by a lot of different people. And so I feel like it's part of your destiny to be able to connect to others well, to make connections, beautiful, heartfelt connections with other people, understanding them. The human connection part is a big part of your destiny, because there's this emphasis here. There are a lot of challenges to overcome, but none of them have to be mastered alone. And for some of you, you may think that at one point you felt like you were left alone, but it's really for you to realize that there's always someone around you. I think the overarching message here is that you are someone who has to be kind of very strong, who was maybe forced into a position where they have to be strong physically and mentally. You just need to make sure that you don't let that prevent you from experiencing your emotions, yeah? The ability to have compassion and empathize with others, and thus making connections with others, yeah? I feel like it is your destiny to be a very responsible person. Maybe also in your job, you've just got a lot of responsibility. You always need to like handle others. Like maybe there may be a lot of people who depend on you in your life. Maybe you are the protector, or maybe you are the one who overcomes the challenges and make sure that other people are safe along with you. And so that makes you an incredibly strong and resilient person. And there is, I feel like here, sort of a union between that strength that you possess and your emotions. And when you combine them, I mean, you're unstoppable, yeah? You become unstoppable when you master your strength as well as your emotions. Of course, it may be the case that it is the other way around, that naturally you are just very, very empathetic toward others, very sensitive, and it is your challenge to master toughness when there's a load on your back. Yeah. Maybe you get overwhelmed as soon as you have responsibility, but then it would be your mission to learn to take on responsibility and have others depend on you. So I feel like it's for you that combination of strength and emotional expression. When you learn to balance them both, you become a master of your own self. I feel like one of those is probably the one that comes natural to you, and it's your destiny or your challenge to learn to integrate the other one into your expression as well. So either you've just naturally like always had thick skin, you know, and it's your challenge to learn to embrace emotion. Or it could be that you've always been pretty empathetic, yeah, and it is your challenge to master responsibility and a load on your back, yeah. The ultimate keyword for group number 10 is creating harmony when there are a lot of challenging circumstances, and another challenge coming straight from within, which may be your own emotions and how to deal with those. How to accurately interpret them even. Like a lot of you guys may be even confused on how to even interpret your own emotions half of the time, yeah? Or the things that you're thinking. So that's ultimately your destiny, okay? To find the missing link between the head and the heart, or the mind and the matter, okay, guys? Don't be afraid of taking up responsibility. You need to learn to do that. And also don't be afraid to express your emotions and learn to have empathy also as well for others, yeah? That also is gonna bring you closer to your personal fulfillment, okay, guys? That is the message for you, group number 10. If you found it helpful in some way, then do leave a like on this video. That would really help out my channel. Do let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style, and also what number groups you chose and how the reading went. If you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is going to be down below in the description. I also offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. With that being said, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, then feel free to choose another group and see what it says. And otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the day and hopefully see you again soon. All right, goodbye. All right, welcome. Hello there, group number 11. To everyone who was drawn to this pile, today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's reveal what the cards say. Oh, we start off with the Devil, Womb, the World, Recharge, Three of Wands, and Growth. Interesting, interesting. Looking at the cards from first glance, I would say it is your destiny to live life under your very unique circumstances. The devil next to the womb card signifies a bondage to something that happened in the womb. Some of you guys may have a genetic predisposition or a condition that maybe you've had since you were born that makes your life different from others, and part of your destiny is to deal with that. There's something here where there is a difficulty during pregnancy. Maybe some of you guys have difficulties getting pregnant, okay? And that's also a part of your purpose. Whatever challenges there were, either during your own conception or whatever challenges there are with you conceiving children, yeah? It's part of your destiny to learn to deal with that and find ways to grow and expand, yeah? A big task for you is to learn to like master life, even if you have to do it a little bit differently from others, yeah? There's this quote that God chooses the toughest battles for its bravest soldiers or something like that. And I believe that is the case. You weren't given more than you can handle. You may get exhausted more quickly, or you may need more time. Your energy may get depleted more quickly. So you need to make sure you always allow yourself time to recharge. But the thing about that is you don't let that, or at least you learn throughout the course of your life to not let that define you at all, in the sense of what you can and can't do. And so if you're someone who is struggling to have children also, I need you to know that there's going to be a solution. If really that's your desire here, that's what I'm seeing, okay? For you, I believe the sky is the limit. We've got here someone who takes on the world, someone with great visions for what they'd like to achieve. Potentially also someone who likes to travel the world or plans on seeing as much as possible, okay? We see here someone maybe wanting to do something, but being unable to do so, being sort of chained and put in shackles. This may represent a battle with addictions, yeah? A battle with substances or ways of operating, coping mechanisms that aren't healthy for you, that you feel chained to, yeah? No matter how many times you try to get out of this over the course of your life, it feels like something sucks you back in and you're in shackles again. So for others of you, these cards represent a battle with addiction. Maybe that there's this one thing that comes back to you over the course of your life that you're struggling with. And for you, it is also your challenge to learn to live with this, yeah? To learn to recharge, to recuperate from something that was taking your own energy away from you. It is your duty to get it back. And so I believe over the course of your life, what I'm seeing here is that you're learning the ways on how to do that, how to expand, yeah? Because I feel like the unhealthy bondage that you have is preventing you from experiencing your own life to the fullest, because I feel like you are purposely taking away some of your own options that you would have, or you're purposely like taking away some of your chances in life because you decide to give it to that energy succubus. I don't know why all of a sudden I thought of that word, but to put it in like very generally for this pile, I would say there is something sucking out your energy in life, and it is your duty to learn ways to recharge and get it back and not let it control you. So especially if this is like maybe something genetic or a predisposition that you have, or it is something that developed throughout your life in the form of an addiction, I need you to know that this only defines you when you let it. You have the choice to break free from the identification with it, because as you can see here, these people are actually shackled But if you look closely, the shackles are very loose, and if they wanted to, they could just take them off. You know, if we reverse the card like this, then the shackles would fall off. Yeah, they're loose enough to be able to fit over their head. So I think what may have happened here is that you grew too comfortable with this energy sucker here. Yeah, that takes your energy, this sucker of life force, because that's, I believe, what's happening here. Something sucking your life force, and it's your duty to learn how to get it back. Yeah, it's your duty to learn how to navigate this world despite having this issue here, whether it is an addiction or a predisposition. I also think, like, for you guys, maybe this addiction or predisposition may also be chained to a specific environment or circumstance. So when you change up, like, maybe the place you're in, change up your circumstances. Yeah, when you change up your living situation, you're going to be able to make the changes that you need for a better life for yourself. Yeah, you are learning the right ways to cope with it, to deal with it, to move on to a better shore. Because I feel like you are purposely keeping yourself stuck. Well, maybe you're not doing it on purpose, but what you're doing is you're keeping yourself stuck on one side. There's another shore here, yeah, of opportunities, of experiences that you could have, but something within you, the devil within you, kind of makes you remain on that side, not allowing you to experience or to see what other options there are in life. Yeah, so I need you to pack it up and get to the other side. This is about growth in your life. You are outgrowing previous versions of yourself. That's what I believe your destiny is about. Yeah, I can tell you guys have lots of ambitions, lots of things you'd like to do, lots of places you'd like to see, and there are ways to grow for you, to expand and move to a better life. You don't have to stay in this life, okay? You don't have to live like this. There's so much more waiting for you. Okay, guys, this was your reading. I hope that it was helpful. If you liked it, then please do like this video. That would really help out my channel. And do let me know down below in the comment section how you like the black and white style and what number groups you chose. If you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is also going to be down below in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. All right, now if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, feel free to choose another number group and hear what it has to say. And otherwise, I hope to see you again soon here, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye. All right, welcome to everyone who was drawn to group number 12. I'm glad to have you here. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here on out? So let's see what the cards say. We've got sovereignty, the Page of Swords, change, the Eight of Swords, celebrate, and the Moon. Very, very interesting. To me, this is looking like freedom and independence. That's your destiny. A lot of you guys may feel tied down or oppressed in some way in your life. Like you're unable to truly live the life that you want, to be who you want to be. Yeah. And so it's your destiny basically to take matters into your own hands. You have to be particularly strong for that, I know, to be the person to get away from those circumstances and make a change for a better future for yourself. It's about learning to have the right strategy in order to be able to live the life that you want. The moon here represents hidden aspects that may come to the surface, or hidden influences that shape the decisions that you make, yeah, that come from the subconscious, or maybe it come from your lineage, yeah, from your ancestors even, or from your childhood, okay? It's a feeling here of being stuck, or a feeling of not being adequate enough, not knowing what to do, not having any strategy. That's here. But then what follows is a card of sovereignty, yeah? And the Page of Swords. You learn to become smart, all the smarts, the street smarts and the book smarts. And it seems like there you figure out that there's a way for you to change the circumstances that you're in. Guys, I actually had to look up the definition of sovereignty, and it says it's the supreme independent authority to govern itself without interference from outside bodies. And so I believe that may be exactly what your mission here is, because it seems like you are always influenced by so much. There's like all these different authorities trying to influence the way you live, and maybe even influencing the way that you think and feel about things. And it's a mission for you in life to learn to separate yourself from the rest. We can see here these silhouettes, yeah, of the people dancing, and someone here looking to the flowers and feeling free, yeah, nature. I feel like part of your purpose, it could be to dance, like you may be an exceptional dancer, moving your body, but this also, it kind of looks like a ritual to me. That may be the moon. There's another moon here to bring forth that which you can't necessarily see, but something that's in your subconscious. Like for you guys, it may be great to go to psychotherapy or something to like reveal something within you, yeah, that would like to come forward. These hidden influences. This is like the theme of your reading, I feel like, is hidden influences that are trying to pull the strings and tell you how to live your life. But your challenge is to sort of gain sovereignty and be the sole authority that decides on how you actually would like to live your life. So whether this is other people in your close environment, or it's these hidden influences within you, yeah, that try to dictate your life, it is your destiny, I feel like, to learn to live despite that, to live your ideal life that you choose for yourself, okay? Because I see at one point you just kind of accepted that that's the way to live, but then you get a glimpse, a taste of how much more you could get in life, and that's kind of like the catalyst for your growth. And maybe you saw like someone that acted as an inspiration for you, and you realize, hey, I could maybe live this way too. And there was this huge inspiration from maybe not knowing how much there is in the world, and being satisfied with basically the bare minimum. If you guys are in any connections or marriages, or it doesn't necessarily have to be to a person. It can be a marriage or a connection, a relationship to a person, but also maybe a lot of time that you're dedicating to a cause, to something. If that very thing or person actually limits you, limits your worldview, rather than allowing you to expand, dance freely, okay, under the moonlight, and live the life that you desire, then this may also be a sign that it is time to get away from that. Because the overarching energy is oppression and breaking free here in this reading. So if there's any connection or any situation that you actually feel like it's taken more from you than it even helps you, you know, to expand, to grow, which is your ultimate purpose, then this may just be a sign to get away from it, okay? You cannot remain with what makes you feel stuck, yeah? Like, it's really interesting. At one point, you're kind of just like fine with it. You don't even see how much else, how much better it could be, yeah, your circumstances. So guys, for you, I would say aim for more, because you're just like getting a taste of how beautiful it can be. So go after that and create your dream life for yourself. Don't remain with that which is keeping you stuck. Your purpose is to be free, a free spirit in this world, to express yourself in the ways you want and not be tied down by anyone or anything else, yeah? And breaking free from that which ties you down, okay? This is the thing, you may not even be aware of a lot of the influences that control you, yeah? Either it could be very obvious, or it may be a bit more hidden, yeah? The things that influence you. So yeah, and then in the end, you're making the changes you need to make to live life according to your own terms. And that's, I believe, your destiny. Thank you so much, group number 12. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If it was helpful, do like this video. That would really help out my channel in return. And do let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style of reading, and what number groups you chose. I'm very curious about that as well. If you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is also going to be down below in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. And if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, then feel free to choose another number and also listen to what it says. Otherwise, I wish you a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. All right, welcome to everyone who was drawn to group number 13. I'm glad to have you here. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's see what the cards say. We've got the Nine of Cups, Wound, the Ace of Swords, Birth, Four of Pentacles, and Intuition. Okay, let me take a moment to really take in the energy of these cards. The very first thing that I'm noticing here, a common theme among the cards, seems to be something coming out of another thing. You see here these specks coming out of the wound, or the plant growing out of the abdomen of this person. I'm not entirely sure what's growing out of here as well, yeah? There's a hand coming out of the air offering an idea. I feel like your life is about change and reinvention, to try out many different lifestyles and ways of living. I feel like over the course of your life, it could be under the guise of like pursuit of happiness or something like that, always wanting to try out new things. Your soul wanted fun in this world, and that's what it gets. I feel like you guys could be prone to trying out something that interests you, putting like your entire life into it, and then dropping it the next month when you get bored of it again and find something that excites you even more. Moving very quickly from one thing to another, whether you mean it or not, but kind of find yourself moving between them quickly, like from one relationship to the next, or maybe from one job to the next, okay? If there's like so many different interests that you have, so many things that interest you. And your challenge, I would say, is finding something or someone that actually sticks when this world truly offers so many beautiful experiences and things that can pique your interest, which in your case is really not hard to do. You are a very excitable person, I feel like. It was very easy to get your interest in something. So the very first thing that comes to my mind is that you'd be a great actor or actress because of like how easy it is for you to kind of like reinvent yourself. I feel like even without being an actor, you constantly reinvent yourself and become a different person. So that's kind of like what's natural for you. The person you were a year ago is not the same that you're now, and this is completely different from who you were 5 years ago. Like, you are constantly changing, figuring out more things in life, having fun in life. I feel like that's a big part of your destiny, and what your soul came here wanting to do. Like, can you really blame it? You follow your intuition, where it's taking you, where the flow is taking you, where you feel like you should be at all points. And you're a free spirit. Maybe you could be a nomad. That also kind of comes to mind here. Maybe you don't have a specific place you call home. It could be constantly changing, or you're very curious about living in different places, doing everything, everywhere, all at once. That's like kind of like this pile. You wanna be able to experience it all. Or you may be someone who also collects things or collects experiences, and you wanna like say like, maybe I've been to every single country of the world, or I have every single Pokemon card. I don't know, but like there's something here that you are able to, in form of a project, carry throughout your life. Even if there's like a lot of circumstances that are changing, there's like something that connects them all, like some sort of a collection or like a life goal to like tie it all together. A lot of you guys are also very, very tough, and may frequently have a wound, or it could be part of your destiny to learn to live with a wound. Maybe live a bit precariously or dangerously to purposely get yourself into environments that may inflict wounds on you. Also, one more thing is that cause for all of this, for this fast moving energy, and this is where we're getting a little deep here now. The reason you're constantly changing maybe partners or jobs or the circumstances of your life is because you were hurt before, and it feels like that one wound is now trying to get filled with many different experiences. Because these cards here, like, I feel like talk about new energy, reinventing yourself, trying out as many different things as possible, but they're all connected by a sort of wound. Yeah, it's very interesting how the middle cards here give off a different energy. All these experiences, I feel like, may be caused or held together by a wound that happened to you. Maybe if at some point you feel like you would want to settle down, then it would be wise to maybe look at the kind of wound that caused it and try to heal that, instead of just like escaping out there, you know, to constantly move on to something else. I do feel like that wound is still open, and it also wouldn't be bad to tend to your wound, okay? And I feel like ultimately this life is about you trying out these different things, exploring, and eventually finding something that sticks. It's for you to like figure out what's gonna be permanent for you, you know, like out of all these possible options. Through all of these experiences, you are figuring that out. What remains a temporary excitement, and what's actually here to stay. Yeah, that's for you to figure out. And once again, you've got to trust your intuition. Yeah, I feel like you're naturally very, very intuitive, and you go with the flow, so I don't need to tell you that. But yeah, this is your message, group number 13. You experience life in the fullest capacity, I feel like, maybe even at double speed more than most people. Think of like the motivations and the reasons for why you're doing these things the way that you're doing them. Yeah, I feel like they can really help you out to like dig a little bit deeper if there's like maybe any reasons, yeah, for the ways that you operate. All right, guys, this was your reading, group number 13. If you did enjoy it, like the video, that would really help out my channel. And do let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white theme, and also let me know what number groups you chose. If you'd like a personal reading with me, check out the link in the description. I also offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. All right, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, feel free to choose another group and listen to what it says. And otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello there to everyone who was drawn to group number 14. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here today. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's find out what the cards say. We've got blockage, the Emperor, desire, the Emperor and Empress. That's cool. Patience, and the Five of Wands. Your destiny, I feel like, is to operate within chaos, inner chaos especially, and getting to know yourself to the best extent, understanding yourself exactly as if you were learning like a foreign language, learning the ins and outs of yourself in order to optimize the quality of your living, in order to achieve that which you set out to do. Okay, first of all, like, it's something random coming through is facing phobias. A lot of you guys may have phobias to an extent that they interfere with the quality of your living. So a big part of your destiny is actually overcoming a big phobia that you have. Fear of snakes, fear of animals, fear of heights, fear of flying, fear of tight spaces. I don't even know what it is, but you know if you have a phobia or not. A big part of you is to overcome mental blocks that prevent you from going after your goals. For example, I see here like you have a goal and then there is like this fear that stands in between you and your goal. Imagine someone who wants to travel but then they have a fear of flying, or like someone who wants to be known for their speaking but then they have a fear of public speaking, or an actor with the fear of limelight. Like, there's something really contradictory here in your purpose.
You want to be loved, but you're afraid to love.
Where you kind of know what you want to do, but then also there's a blockage within you that seems to prevent you from giving it out your best. So a big part of your purpose is to learn to deal with it, to have, like, as you can see here, patience with yourself, patience to deal with inner turmoil in order to allow you to be the best version of yourself that you know you deserve to be. The Emperor and the Empress. You guys are someone with incredibly creative ideas, and you've got the drive that is needed to pull forward, to make it happen. Genuinely, you are an all-in-one package. You're someone who comes up with creative ideas and someone who's able to execute, who's able to strategize to make them happen, The only thing that seems to be in the way of you is like those like fears that you seem to have no control over, that get in the way between you and your goals. And so, it is a part of your purpose to learn to deal with them and to realize what you're fearing is not that rational in the first place. And it's about coming to the realization of maybe where that fear stems from and how to deal with it. Like, you've got the perfect formula on paper: creativity and authority. You've got like the left and the right side of your brain functioning in perfect harmony to create a beautiful outcome and to go after your goals. But nonetheless, like, something within the depths of you seems to make it harder for you to go out like and achieve that, So your destiny is kind of like going after your desires despite blockages and having patience with yourself to like undo the inner turmoil. There's differing opinions within you. Your head doing one thing, your heart saying another, your feelings expressing themselves in one way, your rational mind saying something completely different. I feel like you learn throughout the course of your life to really combine like everything within you. Your rational mind with your emotions, your feelings, your intuition, because I feel like there's a lot of imbalance here, and you're learning to balance all of that throughout the course of your life. And there's like an inner conflict going on of, I really want this and I'm really scared of this and I don't know if I'm good enough, and then of course I'm good enough. Yeah, like there's like this constant on and off conflict within you. You genuinely maybe get a bit confused sometimes yourself, but what matters is you've got everything that it takes, the creativity and the grit to move forward with it, the executive strategy. You've got it all, and you can, like, I feel like, truly achieve anything you set out to do. You just need to learn to deal with the inner turmoil. I feel like that's the big challenge for you in this lifetime. Yeah. I'm gonna read you something from the blockage card. It says, declare a treaty of peace, where synapses once fired mistruths and fears that your heart needed barricades and barbed wire to be safe. Dismantle one by one the landmines of terror buried deep and asleep in the gray sea of unconsciousness. Gently, with care and patience, seek them out and diffuse them. Beautiful. And that's how I'd like to end this reading with you guys. If you enjoyed it, do like this video. That would help out my channel a lot. And let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style of reading and what number groups you chose. All right, if you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is also going to be in the description. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. Now, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, feel free to choose another group and hear what it has to say. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the day and hopefully see you again soon. Goodbye. Hello there, group number 15, and to everyone who was drawn to it, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Today's question is, what is your destiny and where are you going from here? So let's find out what the cards say. We've got the Page of Wands, Harvest, the Wheel of Fortune, Work, Temperance, and Love. Work and love balance. You guys, I feel like, are meant to create a career that you love in a way that maybe others aren't able to, because you've got some sort of an unfair advantage. I feel like harvesting Wheel of Fortune, harvesting the circumstances, the randomness of life, I feel like that makes me think a lot of you have got to some degree an unfair advantage. So use it, okay, if you've got it. Listen, I feel like in order to find out what your purpose is, you've just got to look at your natural talents and what this unfair advantage that you have is. Because I feel like in your particular case, your soul was like, all right, I want to do this in life. Equip me with the strengths and talents that I need in order to achieve it. Yeah. So for you, it becomes like quite clear. I don't know, if you're like extremely good looking, maybe you should do something with your looks. If you're highly intelligent, go and study. Expand on what you were already given and capitalize on it. Yeah. If you've got money, if you're from a wealthy background, use that to your advantage. Okay. What do you have that maybe others don't? What were you blessed with? Like maybe you genuinely have the money to invest in education or in a business or something that maybe other people wouldn't be able to, or you've got an unfair advantage in the sense that you're extremely good looking and you could turn that into your profit. Yeah, you're not intelligent for no reason. You're supposed to do something with it, or you're not exceptionally strong. Yeah, have you got the brains? Have you got the brawn? Have you got the beauty? What have you got? Use that to your advantage. When you build up on this skill, you can expand on it even much further. Yeah, but it's something that I feel like you're naturally given. Yeah, maybe based on the family that you were born into or the natural talents that you have. Maybe your families don't have this talent, but you do. So use it to your advantage. That's, I feel like, really your destiny, to use your unfair advantage in your favor and make something out of it. And I feel like your unfair advantage, your natural abilities and talents, maybe you're such a great speaker, or you're able to learn languages extremely fast, or you can play musical instruments, learn them like it's nothing. Whatever that is also part of your purpose, and that will eventually be turned into your career, okay? I'm sensing that you've been given that basic ability, but that does not mean that naturally you will utilize it in the best possible way. You also need to train that skill. So you may have been blessed with an ability to be a natural at something, but still, if you don't exercise the muscle, that talent is essentially worthless. You also need to be exercising those talents and making sure they're being put to good use, guys. And when you do that, you can go to such great lengths. Things will come to you so easily. I mean, just imagine if you're like the best swimmer in the world, you're gonna have to be put through intense training and practice in order to perfect your skill. But it's something that you've always had, you know, like you've always had that swimming inclination. So like whatever, that was just an example, whatever your specific natural ability and talent is that you've got, use it and benefit from it, okay? Maybe some of your guys' family are able to get you into a specific field of work where it's usually really hard to get into, yeah? Use it to your advantage, yeah? As long as, guys, it's in accordance with your passion and what you feel like you want to be doing. But this is just coming as a confirmation that you were born with talents for a reason and you're supposed to utilize them, okay? That's truly, I feel like, what that group is all about here. Love what you do, love what you work, live with purpose, and harvest, yeah? There's a fruit basket already full standing here. Those fruits represent like your abilities and talents. So harvest, okay? Take a look at what fruits they are and use them to your advantage. Guys, that's really what this group is all about. Straightforward. You've got the message here, yeah? This is your destiny. So yeah, that was your reading. If you enjoyed it, do leave a like on this video and let me know down below in the comments how you like the black and white style and also what number groups you chose. If you'd like a personal reading with me, the link for that is also going to be in the description below. I do offer a lot of insightful readings on my shop as well. And with that being said, if you feel like there's a little bit more to your destiny, go ahead, listen to another group and hear what it says. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of the day and hopefully see you soon. Goodbye.